don't be afraid, Laura. I'm not going to hurt you. Come on, Laura. Be good for me. Easy. Relax. That's my girl. Relax. Nice and steady now. Relax. Listen to me very carefully, Laura. All knowledge of the project is gone. Everything you know about the project is forgotten. Nothing will make you remember except the words, Star Sapphire. Remember, Star Sapphire.
Yeah, you can tell him I'm definitely interested in making a deal, Hank. But it's going to have to be on my terms, which means forget about the bank interest rates. I call the shots in this one. That's right.
Dernly?
What is this? No, not you, Hank. Someone's in the office.
Look, I got to talk to you.
Wait a minute, Hank. Look, I'm on the phone. Why don't you take a load off?
I can see you're on the phone, and what I have to say will not wait.
Look, Hank, let me call you back. No, this won't take long. Look, that deal on that sports center building was signed and sealed, Doctor. You want to walk away from it?
I don't have any problem with that deal or that arrangement, all right?
But you do have a problem.
Yeah, I got a problem. I'm sick and tired of your strong-arm tactics.
What are you talking about? I'm a legitimate businessman. Not to mention the fact that I'm president of the Dockside Businessmen's Association.
I don't care what you're president of. I don't want to see any more kids down on this waterfront beaten up.
You want to run that by me again?
Blackie Parrish came into the clinic this morning, and he was very badly beaten.
Blackie Parrish. Oh, isn't he that kid that messed up your sports center last night?
Yeah, I kind of thought you would have heard about it.
Well, the waterfront has ears, Doctor.
Yes, it has a bunch of goons that go around with baseball bats and brass knuckles, too.
Look, some kid got a lesson in private property. What are you getting excited about?
Don't you have any compassion at all?
Don't you have any gratitude? It sounds to me like somebody did you and your sports center a big favor by educating this Blackie kid.
Mr. Dernly, the whole purpose of a sports center is to help kids, not beat them half to death.
Come on, Doc. You're a medical man. Nobody ever died from a little slapping around.
This boy happened to have been very badly beaten.
Yeah, well, kids are your worry, Doctor. My only concern is to see that my building gets fixed up without any interference.
Oh, is that an admission that you had somebody beat him up?
Oh, no.
And you're gonna look me straight in the eye and deny it, right?
That's right. Because nobody, and that includes you, can ever prove otherwise.
Oh, that is smart. That is very smart.
Well, I prefer to think of myself as savvy. And I'd advise you to get a little savvy yourself and quit worrying about punks getting slapped around. And thank your lucky stars that some nameless person is looking out for your interests.
You make me sick.
Yeah, well, they say you gotta have a strong stomach to do business, Doctor.
Dernly, you'll need a lot more than a strong stomach if I find any more kids down here beaten up. And proof or no proof, I'll nail you.
That was a great breakfast.
Well, it must have been. You finished every bite. Can we get some more coffee?
Please. It's revolting, isn't it? The way she eats.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, about time you two showed up.
Great, just what I need.
Robert, darling, I've been worried sick about you.
Well, don't worry about me. Worry about little Laura.
I am worried about Laura, but tell me, what's been going on?
Come over here. I'll fill you in like you're doing.
Luke, that was Lesley on the phone.
She have any news about Laura?
No, but she's hoping you do, and she's waiting for Rick over at the clinic, and when he arrives, they're both going to come by and hear all about your trip to New York.
Now, New York, talk about a waste of time.
What do you mean, a waste of time?
Well, while you were gallivanting up and down Park Avenue, Robert and I were right here searching out for the two Lauras.
You think you did a good job, don't you?
We worked hard.
Uh-huh. I heard about that terrific survey.
Yeah, well, it was an excellent idea.
Jackie, excellent ideas are not enough. Did you get Dee Gray's address?
Well, we would have if it wouldn't have been for that Emma Klutz person.
Well, I'm telling you, just like I told Robert all morning, we've got to think simply.
Yeah, Emma Klutz thinks simple, all right.
You won't tell me about it. And by the way, her name is Lutz, not Klutz.
Great. Well, so, tell me, Mr. Holier-than-thou, did you come up with any addresses?
As a matter of fact, I did. I came up with an address. Yes, I did.
Yeah? Whose?
Mel Wilson, the photographer's. Robert and I just came from there.
Well, and what?
The place was empty.
It was empty? It was empty.
It sure looked empty.
It was empty!
Yeah.
Are you telling me that you let Mel slip through your fingers?
Yes, the same way you let Dee Gray slip through yours. The only difference is my plan, the thing that Robert and I worked out, was very simple. It had a very, very good chance of success.
Yeah, an empty apartment. If that's your idea of success, Luke, you've got a lot to learn.
And Jackie's just the one to teach you, darling.
You took the words right out of my mouth, Tiff.
I'm worried about Ruby, Gail.
Well, Dan, I know she's been upset about Laura being missing.
No, it's more than that. She has to have an operation.
What's wrong?
Bradshaw examined her, and he found internal problems.
Oh, Dan. How's Ruby taking it all?
Well, that's the reason I brought it up. I thought maybe you could talk to her, make her feel more at ease about it.
Well, I'd be happy to, you know that. It's just that I would like to have a little more information about, you know, the type of surgery and that kind of thing. Well, there's the man who can give it to me, huh?
Yeah, you should be able to.
Arthur?
Yeah.
Arthur, could you join us for a moment?
Thanks, Gail. Hi, Dan.
Arthur?
Arthur, Dan was just telling me about Ruby. Can you give us any more details about the kind of surgery?
Well, I just reviewed her symptoms very carefully, and as a matter of fact, I'm sorry to say that a hysterectomy is in order.
Oh, dear, when?
As soon as possible.
Oh, no. Oh, that's a shame.
No, she's okay. You just save your sympathy for people who really need it.
Well, Arthur, a hysterectomy is a very serious surgical procedure.
Well, sure, I mean, in some cases, but in Ruby's case, well, she's not going to have any children anyway.
Surgery is a surgery. I mean, one always runs a lot of risks.
Yeah, in that sense, yes, of course, it's risky.
You will take care of her.
Dan, you can count on it. With all my patients, I'll give her the best I have. Now that I've got you here, though, I want to talk about that pharmaceutical order.
Excuse me for a moment. There's Monica, and I want to catch her for a minute.
Sure, yeah.
I'll talk to Ruby, Dan.
Thanks, Gail.
Hi. Hi.
Did you want coffee?
No, thanks. I just had some. You wanted to talk to me about your real estate?
Well, I want to talk to you about an offer that was made on the house.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Actually, the figure's quite high. In fact, it's even very close to the price I was asking.
Wow. That's great. Just what you wanted. So fast.
Yeah, a little too fast. Well, I mean, I didn't expect such a quick response.
Well, what difference does it make?
Well, it makes a difference in the fact that they want a decision today, and I can't. Well, I can't do that.
Why not? Oh, isn't it a good offer?
No, it's an excellent offer.
Oh. Well, then why not? The Quartermains, are they upset?
Oh, no. No. As a matter of fact, it's just the opposite. The Quartermains aren't the least bit upset.
Well, then why not call your broker and sell the house?
Well, it just might be that I've changed my mind about selling.
Really? You've changed your mind?
It's my prerogative, Gail.
Of course it is. It's just that from the start, you know, Monica, I have always said that the only reason that you are selling that house is to spite Alan.
And just from the start, Gail, I have told you that you're ridiculous to think that.
Am I?
Mm-hmm.
Well, then what's keeping you from selling the house?
Actually, money. I said it was a good offer, but it was just close. So I'm going to call Mrs. Moss and tell her that if they can't meet exactly what I'm asking, then it's no deal. Excuse me.
Good luck.
Thank you.
What's the matter with her?
Alan, you know, if I lived to be 100, I don't think I'll ever understand her. I mean, she was so hot to do this thing, and then when she found out she really could do it, then suddenly she doesn't want to do it. Well, oh, forget it.
Well, there's one nice, reliable thing about you, pal.
What's that, Les?
If you're not on the boat, you're usually here.
That's true. I kind of hang around greasy spoons like a swarm of flies, don't I?
Luke, any luck in New York?
No, Rick, it was a bunch of blind leads. Delphina dragged me in and out of every freak hangout in the city.
Did you see Bobby?
Yeah. It was a bright spot in the trip. We had lunch. She's very happy there, but when I told her what was happening, she wanted to come back on the first flight.
Oh, no.
Well, there's nothing that Bobby could really do here.
I know. I told her that. I told her she should stay in New York. In case Laura shows up there, she'll have somebody to turn to.
What about your other leads?
Well, why don't we take a table? I'll tell you about it.
Hi.
Hi. You know, I talked to my boss this morning, and he really came down on me.
What's he so upset about?
That's right. You do work for a newspaper, don't you?
Advertising Times, but I freelance, too.
Oh, well, what's the problem?
Well, I signed a contract to do a story a week, but since I've been involved in this search for Laura, I haven't had a chance to turn my story in.
Oh, isn't that too bad?
Well, what's the problem? Why don't you give you an extension because of the personal mess you're in at the moment?
No, but what'll give me is a court order for breach of contract if I don't cough a story up.
Well, darling, there are not very many ad campaigns going on in Port Charles. But there is a certain movie star, you know, that you might
Well,
do a
the
little
paper
story
can
on.
only handle a minimal amount of fluff pieces.
I'm sorry. You say that you work for an Advertising Times, though, darling.
Yes,
I would have marvelous.
but it's similar to the Wall Street Journal.
Oh.
My specialty is hard news.
Okay, so how can we help? I mean, you need an idea for a story.
As a matter of fact, I have a brilliant idea.
Oh?
Naturally.
I want to do a series of articles on an especially fascinating subject.
Oh, well, who, what, where?
You.
Me?
That's absolutely ridiculous, darling. Robert would never...
Hang on a sec,
never
Tiffany.
divert
Will you just...
about his personal life
Quiet.
or publication for
Just
anybody.
for a second.
I only know
Yeah, I know.
so well, darling.
Go on.
Well, do you think you might consider it?
That depends. I mean, would we need to spend any time together doing these interviews?
I'm afraid so.
Okay, Lois Lane, you got your story.
That's great.
Oh, that's absolutely absurd, Robert. How many
Tiffany.
times have you told me? I mean, just think of the many
Look,
times that you
Tiffany,
have told me that I couldn't
shut
do
up
it
for
when
a
I
second.
tried to do it.
Look, I know in the past...
Tell me to shut up.
I know in the past that I haven't been very public about publicizing my life, but, well, look at it this way. I'm just helping a working girl hang on to her job.
Well, I'm sorry, Mrs. Moss, but my decision is final. I cannot sell the house for that price. Look, I really don't have time to talk anymore. Bye-bye.
So, you decided not to sell the house after all,
What?
huh? Well, Mrs. Moss said this morning that you were going to be selling the house.
Amy.
I bet she is really disappointed. I think she was really looking forward to that
Amy.
commission. And I'm really surprised that you didn't want to go ahead and sell it. I mean, what with interest rates as high as they are, I figured you would
Okay,
jump
that's
at
enough.
it. Yeah. Well, what do I know about real estate anyway?
So, you're not going to sell the house, huh?
I didn't say that.
Excuse me, I just heard Amy speaking
Look,
to her.
all I did was turn down an offer because the price was not high enough.
Are you kidding? You get an offer for $2.4 million and you tell me it's not high enough?
How did you know the exact amount?
Gail Baldwin told me.
No. No, that's impossible. I don't recall telling Gail the exact amount of the offer.
Yeah, well, excuse me, I have...
Ah, wait a minute, Alan Quartermain. You're not going to get off the hook that easy.
What are you talking about? Are we playing some kind of game now that I don't know about?
Oh, sure we're playing a game, and you know it very well. You're the conglomerate.
What?
Petrodollars, megabucks, the rest of the garbage you fed Mrs. Moss.
I don't know what you're talking about,
yes,
Monica.
Yes, you do, Alan Quartermain. You tried to buy my house, and that is a lousy, dirty trick.
Who are you to talk about tricks, Monica? Are you playing this whole deal square and fair?
It's fair and square, you fool. And you tell me something. If I had accepted your offer, where were you going to lay your hands on $2.4 million?
I'm a Quartermain, Monica. We get what we want. Don't ever forget it.
So let's get this show on the road here.
Well, do you have another plan to find Laurel?
Tiff, any ideas are welcomed. Everything we've come up with is a dead end. I need a next move.
What about Mel?
I will call his assistant in New York again, but I have a feeling it's not going to help us.
What about the man that Laura claimed was following her?
Well, anything we have there is Laura's description of this guy with piercing eyes.
Right, and aside from a name on a passenger list, we don't know if he followed Laura here or not.
Okay, so then let's start with who else could possibly have had anything to do with her?
Rose, did you notice anybody around here showing particular interest in Laura?
Well, you know, Luke, a lot of people are interested in Laura.
No. You know what I mean. Unusual interest. Did they ask personal questions, anything like that?
The only thing they ask about the dock, the yacht on the dock. They see it. They want to know who lives there. Just that kind of stuff.
Nobody unusual.
No, I can't think of anybody.
Anybody else got any different ideas?
Wait a minute. There was this strange guy who came in recently. I think he was a businessman.
Well, who was he?
I don't know his name, but he did say that he travels back and forth between New York and Port Charles.
Did he come in when Laura was in town?
He was in twice, and I'm pretty sure both times she was in town.
Anything else?
The one thing I noticed is that he had this beautiful sapphire ring on, and I commented about it, and then his eyes were like spooky. I mean, he looked at me, and it was like he could see right through me.
That's our man.
Who is it?
The man with the piercing eyes. It's got to be. There's only one way to prove it, though.
How?
I'm going to have to track down this D. Gray character.
Listen, did you get a list of Laura's calls that she may have made from her room in New York?
Good thinking. Let's get on it right away, see what we come up with.
Hey, come on, guys. Don't forget there are 2 Lauras missing. One of them happens to be my sister.
Laura?
Hi, Mel.
Hi, honey. Anything happen while I was out?
Oh, what could have happened?
I don't know. I was afraid that David might have paid one of his surprise visits.
David?
Yeah, David.
Who's David?
What do you mean, who's David? He's the guy who's in charge of the project.
What project?
Baby, you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
You don't seem to have a temperature.
Well, I told you I'm fine.
Yeah, I know what you just told me, but I don't know, you seem different for some reason. What's the matter with you, Laura?
Nothing.
Well, then why are you pretending not to remember anything?
I'm not pretending about anything. I really don't know. You're the one that seems like you're acting a little strange.
Laura, look, let me just ask you one more question, and then I'll leave you alone, okay?
Okay.
Has anybody been in here since I went to the store?
No, nobody.